Hello, beautifuls. Welcome back to my Chanel. So, my lovelies, please excuse the absolute state of me today because I am just recovering from the plague. The plugway. The plugway, Mr. Biscuit. The plugway. The plague. I had multiple different birthday parties I needed to attend to last week, so I went to them and somehow, somewhere along the way, I caught a bug and I'm now paying the price, girls.
Thou shalt not pay retail.
Hence why hair scrape back and no nails today, my lovelies. But let's not spoil the atmosphere, shall we, girls?
No.
Because today is another episode of Wife Swap New Zealand, girls. Should we play Biscuit Swap? Should we do a little biscuit?
No, I'd really miss you.
Oh, isn't that nice? Putting words into one's dog's mouth. So, wowee, the last episode of Wife Swap New Zealand, my lovelies. It was a lot. We had quite the discourse in the comments. We also had quite the commentary from me. And I also kind of told you a little bit more about my life story and why I am the way I am. Bimbo! Seem to be doing a lot of that at the moment here on the Chanel, but that's neither here nor there, my lovelies. Religious trauma hoonst. This series is quite quickly becoming my, I get, nervous when I'm gonna film this because each episode so far has been so vastly different from each other and has tackled such a wide range of topics that's just so, I don't think if I was an executive TV producer, I could even come up with some of these, gold moments of discussion and creating discourse around a certain topic or anything. I have it on good authority from the last episode that a few of you guys commented that the next episode, this one we're gonna be watching today, is apparently quite emotional. So there's that. Hashtag emotional, my loves. Get the tissues at the ready. Talking about the last episode, my lovelies, one of the top comments on the last episode of Wife Swap New Zealand was by Skylar Johnson 7779. And they say, I love how the little girl was like, nah, don't fancy me, or gods, I believe in unicorns. She knows who she is and she makes no apologies. We should all be that confident. Now, I agree. I think that's probably one of the nicest top comments that was available on the last episode because most of them were very discussion heavy about the content that was in that episode. If you haven't watched that episode, it's very religion versus vegetarianism, and it gets quite deep, and it gets a lot pretty quick. So if you want to watch that, I would recommend watching that. It's quite a moment. But I do agree, Mr. Biscuit. See, I try and contain a level of childhood wonder and imagination in my life because there's nothing more dry, dreary, or dull than watching someone on the internet who is just being very adult at all times about everything, like mortgages, APR variable. Oh my goodness, the direct debit comes out on Tuesday, but I haven't spoken to the bank and they haven't given me my 14-day update about how much I'm going to pay on the direct... Let's not. Let's just shout, go! She's got a girls at the top of our lungs, little Mr. Biscuitina. Yes, are you my little Biscuitina?
No, put me in a wig and call me Sandra.
So, my lovelies, are you ready to watch today's episode of Wife Swap, my love? So, grab your beverage. I today am on the Monster Ultra Fiesta. Once again, Mr. Biscuit is lovingly looking at me, so he's taking up all my hand attention. So you need a biscuit.
Deranged.
Pop your ohrhanger in. Maybe get some tissues, because apparently we're in for a bumpy ride, my loves. And let's watch Wife Swap New Zealand, girls.
On Wife Swap New Zealand.
Wife Swap New Zealand, girls. Right. That's very Beetlejuice, that shot.
Meet the Davis family.
Davis.
First, Xavier, who's 6.
Xavier.
Josiah's 8.
Josiah.
And here's busy single mum, Simone.
Busy.
I have
She's
a pretty
busy.
busy life, as you can imagine, being solo and stuff. I have to do the mum and dad. This is just the norm. It's the norm.
I just want to say, my heart does go out to all the single mums out there because in fact, just all the single parents full stop. I cannot imagine having to take on such a huge responsibility such as raising children and then doing it by yourself. That is the most, just wild. How do you cope? How does it happen? One of my very dear friends growing up was a single mum, and just the things one has to do to make ends meet and to make life worth living is commendable. Absolutely. Gold stars to everyone.
Life of my life situation.
Oh dear, pixelations.
That is very important that I provide for my children because I'm doing this on my own. Do you want to write your name? Saviour King?
Yeah.
Oh, since when were you the king? Quite often, I think, wouldn't it be nice just to have that extra little bit of helping hand?
Yes.
Are you going to be nice to your
I feel like
mummy?
everyone can relate to that.
Show her respect. You have to show her respect, eh? My kids are a challenge, but they're worth the challenge.
I like the metallic lipstick. Beat
You
the
guys actually need to
child.
stop that, eh, guys? There's a new mummy coming.
New
and that she's need
mummy.
to be on
Time
her
for a
best
new
behaviour.
mummy. Oh, who's the new
For
mummy?
Simone, looking after Xavier and Josiah is everything to her
Yes,
and
of
helps
course.
her push through a recent tragedy.
So July 2016, I actually lost my 5-day-old son. So pretty much from that time, I've had to deal and go through the grieving process, and it's been bloody hard.
Wow. Okay, this really is going to be an emotional moment. I got a bit emotional then. Oh, I picked the wrong video to do when a little bit ill, didn't I? Have you ever had that feeling when when you're like ill and you just get like all your emotions are all over the place, everything's a bit much, it's all just a bit much, isn't it, my loves? Wow. I think that having something that impactful happen to your life and being able to still continue and strive forward is such a commendable thing, because losing someone very important to you, I can't relate to like having lost a child or anything, but losing someone very important to you really does destabilize your world for a long time, potentially forever, unless you develop some pretty like key management skills of your own psyche, so to speak. So goodness me, my loves, tissues at the ready.
It's been bloody hard. It's been bloody hard. I pretty much had to quickly realise that I have purpose in life, and I knew I couldn't give up and I had to keep going, because I have my other living children who need their mama. Something in my head tells me you have to keep going, and I know that's my son, telling me you got to keep going, mama. And one thing that I really wanted to share is that when my son was lying on me and having his last final breaths on me, one thing I promised my son is that mama's got this, and that it's okay to go, and that I'll be okay here on earth and I'll get better. And I'm so proud of where I am today, and I know he would be proud of where I am today, because man, I've come far.
What a beautiful thing to say. Oh. I hope that whichever family she gets switched with, they are respectful and lovely, because we haven't seen that so far, my loves. Right.
I've struggled all
Vaping
my life
outside.
with my weight. It's been a very up and down journey for me. We're happy.
Relatable.
We're a happy little family, but I know they would like to see mummy.
Wait. Have we ever seen a single mum on Wife Swap before? I can't think of an episode that I've watched on here, or I mean, we've only done like 4 episodes on here, but I mean like in real life, offline, that I've watched where a single mum is involved. Interesting.
Going out more, doing more with them and stuff, and not just being confined to the space because mummy's too scared to get out there,
Mental
Once my
health,
confidence
so
builds up,
important.
I want to be able to do more with them, take them out more, and, just get myself out there.
Yes.
For now,
100%.
Simone's escape comes from blogging to her 7,000 followers.
It's actually like a healing
She's an
place for me.
influencer.
If I want to cry, I'll go on there and cry. If I want to talk about the shitty day I've had, I'll go on there and talk about the shitty day I've had.
Do you know what I say all the time throughout all of these videos? Community is so important. Community.
I just
A
hope that
sense
the
of
children
belonging.
will be accepting of me being in their home, because I like to think I'm a good person, and, I just hope that.
Yeah, this kind of a show is
Everything
difficult
goes
to
well.
predict how it's
Yeah.
going to go, isn't it? You just don't know, do you? Right, who are we going to meet now? The garden.
Up north live the
Up
cheerleading
north.
Reed family. There's
The
Dad
Reed.
Matt, 9-year-old Luke,
Michaela,
who's 7,
Michaela.
and our mum
She's
Cherie.
a fan of Fortnite.
I own a
Cherie, girls.
cheerleading gym down in Silverdale. It's called All Star Infinity. We do competitive cheerleading. 1, 2,
Oh.
3, 4, 5. I think it's really important to be
Competitive
physical
cheerleading,
and
mummy.
be involved in something.
I have officially not tried any of the cheerleading things.
Matt does most of the cooking and the meals and stuff
A
because I
stay-at-home
work in the evenings.
husband.
The Reeds used to be city dwellers,
Very
but have recently
progressive.
moved to greener pastures.
Oh, relatable.
Escaping Auckland's been great. It used to be an office environment now. I'm out.
Imagine. I'm very city living. Imagine just like having a garden and just like a cow pokes its head through like, hello, what's going on in here? I would be like, and you know what, my lovelies? What an excellent time for today's Twitch shout-out, which goes to Lola Bunny Eternal. Thank you so much for following me over on Twitch, you stunning woman on the go. And if you want to be in with a chance of being featured in my next video's Twitch shout-out, make sure you follow me on Twitch. It is Luxeria Plays, and I stream every Monday and Thursday, my lovelies. I will see you over there. And with that, back to the video.
Outside, I've probably lost 6 or 7 kg in the last 3 or 4 months, just from being able to be outside and active.
Oh, wow.
I wanted to do the experiment just because I wanted to do something different, and I know that I live a really quite unique lifestyle.
Unique.
Just open to kind of seeing what happens and where I end up.
Oh, do the boxing at the camera. Biff boff. Right. Okay,
It's swap day
so we
for
have a
our
family
Something
with
that's
2 parents and
particularly
a single mum.
challenging for Simone.
Right.
Okay, you look after Isaiah, his son. Look after him. Okay?
Where are you going?
Mummy's going away for a few days. Yeah. It's something on him. Okay.
And Simone, why are you taking these?
Because he has been a very big part of my journey since losing him. Yeah, so he comes with me.
I was going to ask, actually, is it, like, how does one cope with a day-to-day existence if you have a shrine to someone that's very important to you that you've lost right in the room with you at all times? I feel like that's a very personal question that only anyone who's been in that situation could answer. For me, having lost my best friend in 2015, I have one photo of me and her together in my kitchen, and it does bring me a little bit of joy to look at. So I guess, from that sense, I like to have a single memory rather than being surrounded. I think I said this a few times before whenever I've talked about grief on my channel. It's a very personal thing. And I know that, like, here I'm not going to say anything like what's right and what's wrong, because there is no wrong way to deal with grief unless you're harming yourself. I feel like when it comes to my grief, the way that I have to process and develop my own personal management skills in my own life is to have like a memory box. And I'm like, I can get all of the memories out, really play with them, enjoy them, feel all the emotions, but they have to go back in the box. If they don't go back in the box, my life can unravel because I get fixated on things. Happy ADHD, girls! Blip.
Because obviously I've never been apart from any of my children, and he's very much one of my children.
Oh, yes,
so
of course, you never would
I just feel like if I have something from home, you know, yeah.
I'm a little bit nervous about going. I'm not sure if it's going to be, you know, like a long drive or not, but yeah, it'll be good to get going. Come on, give me a hug. Bye.
She has, is that an infinity symbol?
Bye.
Here?
Neither families will have
wonder if
any
that has-
communication for their week away,
No phones! Put them in the box!
and nor have they been told where they're going.
Oh. Guam. Jeep. Jeep, Jeep, bitch. Right. Bye.
I
Okay.
keep thinking to myself, what have I got myself into? Why am I doing this?
I'm nervous now because it's the reality of it's all kind of kicking in. It's
Yes.
like a long way from home.
I'm
Yeah.
scared they're not going to like me.
Positive papakura.
Okay, right, was it? Positive
Well then.
Papakura.
Scary.
Okay.
Come on, time to do the house inspection, girls.
Oh, wow. Oh, cute. Oh, I love this house.
Is it a
I wanna move
bungalow?
on.
A bungalow's again?
Good to see that they're
I remember asking before, are bungalows like the norm in New Zealand? Like a sort of one-story house? Is that normal?
There's actually children here. Oh, look, there's another one.
A child.
A little girl, maybe.
They've got 2 kids, haven't they? Mum and Dad.
Yes.
She must be like a cheerleader. That's cheerleading.
Yes, I think this wall does say cheerleading. To me, if I looked at this wall, I would be like, I think perhaps under my observational guise, a cheerleader exists here. I've cracked the code, girl. She's got a degree.
Leader dancing of some kind. This actually makes me think
Interpretive
I really
plie.
need to get myself more out of the house and get my daughter actively involved in something, because it's actually making me think that I do need to get over what I'm going through. They shouldn't have to suffer. That just makes me sad for my daughter. Sorry,
Oh dear.
they shouldn't have to suffer because mum's got problems, you know? Because my daughter doesn't have any of that. And
Do you
that
know
makes me
what?
sad.
For the first time throughout this series, we're actually seeing like a really key moment of self-awareness, and I have the utmost respect for anyone who has self-awareness for themselves And whichever situation that they are in, however that situation arose, self-awareness is a really useful and beautiful thing to witness. And I think quite a lot of the time, especially in reality TV shows, I don't know if it's maybe the casting or if it's maybe like the way that production wants you to think. I don't feel like we often see good examples of self-awareness. So it is lovely to be able to see someone saying something like, you know, I've just had this small moment and I think I'm going to try and improve my life and everyone around me's life from having this small experience. I think, like, that's such a positive thing.
It does actually make me sad, because I wish that she did have that, you know? Yeah, real tears.
Anyway. Oh dear, she has only walked in the house for like 20 seconds, though. This is going to be an episode, isn't it?
Aww. That's really sweet, though.
Imagine, like, walking into...
I wish I had one of these at home and that I was able to jump on this trampoline with my children. Just have fun, and I just haven't done this kind of thing for years. One day, need to sort myself out, to be honest. Well, I think this is making me realise a few things.
Oh, how much realisation are we going to have?
Welcome to my whare.
Right.
Both wives have left detailed manuals for each other.
And think about what you're doing.
Sole parent, raising my children on my own for the past...
Welcome to my... Oh, I thought that said whore. It doesn't say whore.
Sole parent, raising my children on my own for the past 8 years. And the last 7 years I remained a stay-at-home mother until my youngest son started school. So I'm happy to say I'm finally back in the workforce, working a full-time job doing admin. Oh, cool. So it's just
She's
me
an
and the kids.
administrator lady.
Wicked.
Wicked.
Hi there. I'm Sherry. I live in Welsey with my husband, Matt, and 2 kids.
My kids just don't have the desire to be active, and I feel I have a lot to do with that because I struggle with anxiety, and the thought of being out in public places for too long really freaks me out. That's really hard to deal with because you obviously don't want to put that on your kids.
We lead a pretty busy life as we also own a cheerleading... See, I got that right, cheerleading gym.
They own a cheerleading gym.
She's a coach. I coach. She coaches. Oh my gosh, she coaches. How am I going to coach?
Wow.
Finally, it's the moment of truth as the...
I must have missed earlier when they said that they owned a gym and were coaches because I completely didn't pay any attention to all that.
Shame.
wives meet their adoptive families.
Right, here we go. Adopted wives.
Hi. Hello.
Oh, she's doing this by herself, isn't she? Yes.
Hi, I'm Sherry.
I'm Josiah.
Hi, Josiah. Hi. Aww.
Oh, immediate sobbing. Who's this lady?
What's up?
Hi.
Hey.
Oh,
What's your name?
I'm Xavier.
a sensitive child.
Hey.
Say hi.
Are you shy?
Hi, Michaela. Do you want a hug? Don't be shy. Hi.
Hello,
Like,
Michaela.
you're not my mummy. I'm Simone.
Oh, my
no, she's
goodness, she is
mummy.
like,
Change
what's happening?
Nice
Nice
to
to meet
meet you. Hi, Luke. How are you?
How do you know my name?
Oh, look, I know everything.
I'm Sherry.
I'm not. You're
She's a witch.
Hi.
It's also a chance
Who
for
was
Cherie
this?
to meet.
Who?
Hi. Hi.
It's also a chance for Cherie to meet Sarah, Simone's best mate and childminder.
Bestie and
Do you wanna
childminder.
see, bedrooms?
Okay, then, come on. Show me
you
your
have to.
bedroom. Don't worry about me.
Little dog.
Oh, my gosh,
I want to
girl.
meet the dog.
How do you even bend like that?
So I'm not sure if you've been instructed yet, but you've got to be coaching all week, so I hope you get some pointers.
It's my brick walk.
Okay, so far though,
Okay.
so good. In comparison to the last couple of episodes, we seem to have a friendly interaction here that isn't based around division. I feel like a lot of the last episodes have been like divide, 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 drama, drama, drama. Here, it's more like we're experiencing a story develop rather than seeing a story fall apart. Does that make sense? I hope so.
Oh,
You're with
man,
me for the next
such a-
hour.
Oh, I was about to divorce you.
Divorce.
He's awesome. We soon gelled, and yeah, beautiful family.
Okay.
It's going to be different, having
conflict
someone
so
adult
far.
to talk to at night time. First impressions is really nice.
Nice.
On
A
the other
nice
side of town,
lady.
Cherie's getting to know Sarah.
So how did you come into the lives of the children?
So I run a charity, Baby Lost New Zealand, and we create memories for parents whose babies have died, as Aya had just passed. And
very important.
we just built a bond from then.
Line of work.
So it was, it's been an emotional journey.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
But it's one where, you know, friendships are built.
Yeah. I don't really have any experience with like child loss or anything like that. Like I have my 2 kids and that's all I have, and I'm sure she'll talk to my kids about it too, because they haven't really they've had a bunny rabbit die.
Yeah.
And that's about as like, you know, as close as that kind of thing's touched them, so.
Oh dear. Okay, so should we talk about loss for a short while, shall we? Loss is a very unique experience to everyone who experiences it. I lost my mum quite young. I was 21 years old. When I did lose her, she was the first person who was like directly related to me that I was really close with that had passed away. And when I did lose her, I went through very interesting places in my mind. Unfortunately, the bloody Daily Mail decided to write an article on me at the same time, because I had actually started my transition at that point, and they decided to be like, mum dead, becomes a woman. It was absolutely vile. Loss is a very odd thing to interpret, because quite often you'll find a lot of people, especially independent people, I would like to consider myself quite an independent person, you kind of shut down for a while, you kind of go emotionless, you don't really feel a lot, and then it sort of creeps up on you how different the world is now, months and months later, maybe weeks later, maybe days later, depending on the kind of person you are. And then 3 years later, I lost my best friend, and the same thing happened to me again. And I don't think I've been the same person since, because I used to be such a headstrong, like careless, don't give a shit about anything kind of person. Very, not selfish, but self-preserving, because I'd had a pretty difficult upbringing, a pretty difficult teenage years, and then pretty difficult 20s by the seams of it. But only now, in my 30s, am I actually thriving and surviving, which I'm more than happy to do so. But I do feel like having lost someone close to me at a relatively young age, 21, it's not the youngest, but it is, you know, I'm still developing as an adult, understanding who I am in the world, so to speak. It did galvanize me in a way that's like someone who's a lot older, I don't necessarily would have the same experience with loss. What I'm trying to say is that loss is a very individual experience, and every single person in the audience here and on this planet will experience it at some point, and it changes you as a person, both good and bad. What a deep episode, girls.
What's on the menu?
What's on the menu?
Chicken parmesan chicken strips.
Oh, yum.
Chicken.
It's mealtime at the Reeds, and for once, Simone's having dinner cooked for her.
I don't mind cooking so much.
Le suerte
Well,
patates.
if you don't mind doing it, eh?
Oh, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
I heard you don't mind.
What does that wall say? Organise, keep, be truthful, grateful, positive, do give.
Beautiful.
I love cooking. You sure you don't want a hand?
I love
No,
cooking.
no, I'm good.
Yeah. I actually feel quite bad that I'm standing here watching you, to be honest. I don't mind giving you a hand.
That's okay.
He is a stay-at-home
Do you want
husband.
to go collect the kids?
Get in the kitchen and make me a sandwich, sir.
Dinner time. Please.
A hot tub?
Do you want to come and give me a hand with plating the dinner? Give me a hand, because I don't know where anything is. Please.
They're going to be like, no.
Okay.
No.
But Luke and Michaela are having none of it.
No.
I'm not having any luck there, cuzzy.
Guys, get out now, please.
Ooh, a
Come on, come
firm
and help. Grab a towel, please.
male voice.
Where do you sit?
It's very funny, isn't it, how, like,
Don't do that, or the man will be upset.
it's such a, like, driving force for children to do things. It's very like, we see a woman with her child on the bus. The child is unruly, and she looks at a random man and goes,
Be careful, or the man will get you.
and the man is like, I don't know who you are.
Oh, that's nice.
Michaela?
I'll sit here.
Yep. Cool. And where do you sit, Michaela? Or where do you want to sit?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Right there?
Yeah.
Okay. Does your dad always cook like this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, this is
Yes, queen.
straight up.
What's this? Roasted vegetables.
Roberta.
Yeah, it's good. It was a different feeling for me because I'm used to being in the kitchen all the time. So to sit there and actually have somebody else cook for me, I did feel out of place.
That's quite tame compared to what we've seen before, though, isn't it? Let's be honest. Like, previously, it's been like, well, actually, everyone is wrong. Right. They're Davis.
It's early on day
His-
2, and Cherie's on breakfast duties.
Xavier, I've asked you to get dressed
Take
already.
me,
Come on,
girl.
quickly.
Right, butter. Butter
Let's
for
go.
breakfast, 8
There
a.m.
you go.
Don't forget to eat your butter. What's that? Oh dear.
Uh-oh. Why are you
Throw it in the air for good
Come,
luck.
Go and eat your breakfast.
Is she
Silly.
in the pantry? What was she in the pantry? Was that child in the pantry? Oh, pantry tour. Instant YouTube success.
Why are you in there for? Come on, go and eat your breakfast. Silly.
Not the pantry.
Meanwhile, at the Reed's house, with the kids already at school, it's Matt's lunch that's on
Oh my
Simone's
gosh, her
mind.
hair. She has pink hair, I didn't notice. Right,
I've
what's
just
this?
prepared his lunch. We've got a filled roll in there with ham, biscuit, and a few other nice little things, a fruit and some chips. And we're just going to head down to the quarry and take him some lunch.
Down to the quarry?
Because his wife quite often does that.
Down to
because
the
of
quarry?
the amount of time where they don't really get to spend
Are we
much
going to
time
see
with each
Minears?
other. So that's nice. Yeah.
Go inside and get dressed.
Quarry? Does he work in a
Come on.
quarry? I haven't thought about the concept of a quarry in years, and I've just heard it like 9 times.
Your neighbours don't want to see your butt. So are we going to walk to school this morning?
Now we're going to fly.
Get dressed now.
Oh, unruly children. Excitable, unruly children full of sugar and butter.
Oh, scandalous. Ah, it's the boogeyman.
Oh, what is...
You want to drive?
Mary Poppins' pantry.
Where are you going?
Oh, that is quite an ugly car, isn't it? I understand that they're utility cars that, fit families and busy people and blah, 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 but ugly cars. It's like driving a sofa.
Not sure if this is a normal morning activity or not, but we are running around outside, sitting on the car. In a couple of days,
Wellington boot! My boot! Wellington boot! Wellington boot!
He might be a little bit more open to listening, and I think he's just trying it on right now.
Oh, yes. Children will test you. Just like
Hi,
puppies.
husband.
That's
Look
you,
what I've got
Mr. Biscuit.
I know I'm not your wifey, but here you go.
It is a quarry! It's an actual quarry! Oh my goodness! What kind of quarry is that? Does he, churn the stone? I don't know any quarry jokes.
Disgusting.
And I can't
Here
kiss
is
you
your
'cause
roll.
I'm not the wifey. Enjoy. How's your day going?
Yeah, good.
Yeah. So how often does she come in and bring you lunch?
It could be once a week, depending. It's
That's really
often when I've
sweet.
forgotten lunch.
Yeah. Well, I hope you have a nice rest of the day.
Thanks.
Kind of husband, but not really, just.
Yeah, we got to work on a name for that, don't we?
Yeah.
The
Have a good
swappage.
day.
Thanks.
Bye.
See ya.
Oh, that's nice. Xbox New Zealand!
My name is Simone, for those of you that don't know me. I'm a mother of 4,
Oh, is this...
but I have one who has angel wings. He lives in heaven.
Sarah was telling me that she started vlogging just after she lost baby Isaiah, as I think it was kind of as a way of coping with, and like processing her
having an
thoughts and
emotional
stuff like
moment,
that.
isn't she?
So
I think
it's
I
really
would as
brave
well.
to share it with everyone. I really want to help people. Because Simone keeps up a blog, I'm going to have to do one as well. I've never done anything like vlogging before or anything, so I'm not really sure what I'm going to talk about.
As Cherie attempts her first blog,
for people who don't necessarily have that zing of pull out a camera and talk about anything for 3 minutes at a time, it's really daunting to suddenly see yourself on camera, hear the way you speak, see how you look on a flat screen, and then also have to hear you speak about something that you know about. It is quite a lot, isn't it? In this situation, I'd probably talk about science or cosmetics because those are 2 pretty safe things for me to be able to spew nonsense about for about 3 minutes. But I think for anyone who's never done it before, it's actually quite, it's a lot, isn't it? Although maybe with the younger generations, because pocket short form content is so prevalent now, I wonder if maybe younger folk don't necessarily have quite the same hang-ups as people my generation and older do. I'm a millennial, by the way. Do you know what? Once here on the Chanel, I mentioned in passing a comment about Gen Z. It wasn't a comment it wasn't a bad comment, it was just a comment Gen Z have a different upbringing than millennials do. And someone was like,
Well, how would you know? You're just a Gen Z.
and I was like, oh, thank you. You're actually insulting me, but you are stupid, aren't you? Because I'm actually a millennial, and I'm kind of an older millennial at that. But it's nice to know that I pass for someone under 25 years old.
for Simone, the glove gloves are on
Right.
as she steps into the ring.
Is this their into the ring?
Simone.
Hey, Simone, I'm Shaz. Welcome to Wellsford Boxing.
Shaz?
So you do this with
Boxing.
Cherie?
Yeah, Cherie comes. She comes to both Boxford and my HIT classes, which is a circuit class. She probably comes between 2 and 3 times a week. The first time you come
HIT
to a Boxford
class?
class.
Oh my God,
No,
I'd
I
be
used to
sick
go about
everywhere.
4 years ago, twice a week, but yeah, I lost a bit of confidence and
Yeah,
stopped it.
we'll get you through. Come and have a session. Slide that in. Nice and comfy.
Yeah.
Pick that pace up a little bit. You've got it. That's
Everyone
the way.
seems so like friendly and alternative in this episode. I would love some friendly alternative people. I've just got rolling.
Oh, touch me in the bed!
I really don't want to do this, and I feel kind of sick. Okay, all right.
Oh, she's got her notes.
I'm gonna go. Okay.
Cherie's debut blog is all about female empowerment.
Oh,
Hey
excellent.
guys, I'm Cherie.
Power! Come on, hit it hard, hit it hard. That's it, that's it, that's it, that's it. Power! Last 10 seconds. Come on, push, 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 push,
Come
push.
on,
Keep it on,
girlie.
keep it on, keep it on.
Beat.
Speed. And time. Woo. Shot. Oh, nice.
And
Come on, let's walk it. You all right?
Finished.
Yep, breathe it in, breathe it in. Feeling okay?
I could do
really well.
boxercise.
I felt really
Do you
good.
know, I really love the concept of fighting, just as like a concept. I've always wanted to do something like kickboxing or maybe even a little bit of boxing. I mean, now that I've got like a new face that I spent a lot of money on, I don't really want to ruin my new face. But also, at the current climate, I would have to fight the boys because the amount of people in the mainstream media in the UK who'd be like, this
Lovely woman.
beating up women. And I just don't know if I could deal with the mental fortitude. But I would love to do kickboxing. I love fighting. Miss it so much.
I feel really good.
Yeah?
I actually feel like I accomplished something today.
Endorphins,
And
girls!
this is the step I need in order to get through the next part of my journey.
Oh,
Come on, buddy.
she's got a really like clear
School's
view
over, and Cherie
of like
joins
the
Sarah,
journey of life.
Josiah, and
It's really
Xavier
nice.
for an evening at the Marae.
So, how often do you come here? Do you come here every week? Yeah.
Ooh.
And what do you do when you come in here?
Take karakia.
Thank you. Hi. Thank you.
Feed the community.
Cherie's invited to join the community for dinner.
Oh,
I felt a little bit nervous about being an outsider, but everyone's very open and friendly.
Is this a
I can definitely
church?
see why Simone and the kids would come down here and
My knowledge.
just
Huge gaps
feel
in my
like they're part
knowledge.
of something. Yeah.
Oh, that was nice.
Meanwhile, Simone is having an altogether different evening.
Cheerleading, girls. Give us a G.
No.
Give us an O. Give us a U. Give us a T. What does it spell? Yeah.
I think it's amazing. She's so good.
Do you know, it is so good to see like young people getting involved with something that's like passionate. I wish that as a child, my parents pushed me into gymnastics and trampolining. Unfortunately, because I grew up not like this, my schools were like, absolutely not, because I went to highly religious schools, which is so annoying. I would have thrived. Although I did end up getting into karate, but I hadn't developed my fighter's streak at that point in my life. So I was just a tiny, sensitive child. Very out of my depth for a while, but there we go. Honestly, if you've got kids, find an exercise or a group activity thing that they enjoy, and they will be thankful forever, literally. Don't force your children to do something just because you want them to do it. Find what they love, and oh my God, best parent award ever. Children will let you know who they are.
I'm just picturing my daughter in one of those outfits.
My goodness, they're
Simone
very loud and
reacts to
80s.
what she's seen.
I can't even take my children to anything like this. I'm suffering with so much sicknesses at the moment. I'm also just dig
Anxiety
my own grave,
is
to
such
be
a
honest.
life
because
destroyer.
It's not that bad, is it?
Yeah, it is. And my
Why did the producer say
kids are
that?
suffering because of it.
This is very relatable. I have had relationships suffer because of my anxiety. So I don't know if you guys know this, but I was diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder and social anxiety disorder in my late teens, and it's something I still deal with in this day and age. I mean, it is related to my mental health and my depression, but those are also intrinsically linked to my transition and being able to complete my transition. Extremely alleviated both of those mental health conditions, shall we say. So I can sympathise here because anxiety is a weird little demon, for lack of a better word. It's a weird little demon because not only does it affect you, it can actually put strain on relationships on those around you. And it's a case of like, you can feel that the relationships are becoming strained or that you're somehow influencing in a negative way someone around you. But you can't do anything about that because that's your mental health. That's the mental health aspect. If we could control anxiety and turn it off, it wouldn't exist. It's very frustrating. And I feel like I can't believe there are people on this planet that just go around in life and they don't have anxiety disorders. Like, mind blown. How do you exist? Where are you? What is, I want to hear about that. What is that life story?
Simone pins her hopes on gastric band surgery.
Oh, okay.
If I don't get the surgery, I don't know what else I'm supposed to do.
Gastric band surgery, ooh.
I've tried so many things. I've tried everything. I just feel like I fail every time. So
There are some really interesting developments recently in the understanding of body weight. A lot of it is now under the branch of science known as epigenetics. There's actually some research and there's some papers that have studied the link between the two world wars that happened to our grandparents and great-grandparents, and the fact that some of their DNA was affected by the scarcity of food, and how that has affected the genes of their great-grandchildren and grandchildren to be less able to manage and control their weights. There's very interesting links that have been theorized to show the reason why some of us really struggle with our weights is because of the world environment that happened to our relatives, our ancestors. And it's such a fascinating thing because I think a lot of times people on the outside of any sort of battle with weight see it as a personal choice, and that is really not always the whole story. Sometimes it's going to be, but I actually feel like, from the understanding that we're now realising, it's a lot more complex than that.
I need the surgery because it's going to be life-changing, and that's what I just want to live longer for my children because I know they need me. That's all.
Well, this is it, isn't it?
I can't take them anywhere. I just feel so embarrassed about how I look, and I just feel shit. And they shouldn't have to... What kind of life is that, man?
It's a lot of pressure to hold on yourself as well.
It's rule change.
I think what's really important to remember in situations like this is that even small, tiny little pigeon steps are still progression. So I had a battle with weight loss. I've mentioned it a couple of times here on the Chanel. I probably will do an update because I'm currently in my second phase of trying to make my body into a healthier place and where I want it to be. It's one of these things where I think sometimes we can get a bit caught up with the idea of I want things to happen fast and now. Whereas in my personal experience, I have benefited a lot more from planning my body transformation and my mental transformation around years, because that is where you're really going to see progression, is that no matter how many little steps you make, eventually over the years, they do end up becoming a big change. And I think that's something we all need to remember, girlies. Write it down, very important,
So we're going to do some
Rule
new
changes.
rules, and I want you guys to try really hard to see if you can do them to help Mum out.
I do really
There's not
love
been
the
any
Stanley,
conflict,
but
so...
we may need to change a few things around here.
I wonder what the
So
changes
the first one is, I understand sometimes your mum feels uncomfortable in public, but I think getting outside and enjoying nature is very important.
Lovely.
For everyone's well-being. In the weekend, I'd like you to do an activity outside as a family, just so you can help Mum adjust to her new healthy, happy lifestyle.
Hide and seek.
Yeah, play hide and seek outside.
Hide and seek
go to a
outside.
park, that kind of
Nature
stuff.
walks.
Cool, eh?
I fucking love a nature walk. I love it. I love hiking. I love going for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours in the forest or in the fields. Love it. Absolutely love it. I love spotting a mushroom, spotting an unusual flora or fauna. Fucking love it. And the best thing about it is you don't have to socialise with anyone else.
That would be good, eh?
What do you think?
Yeah.
Cheerleading is great, but there's way too much of it going on in your household.
Right.
The kids are
They own a
exhausted.
gym.
Matt, you're always in the car up and down the frickin' motorway. What sort of life is that? So, I'm going to cancel cheerleading for the whole week.
Oh, that's a bit much.
I love that Mum's able to schedule her day so that you're able to spend a lot of time together. But also juggling 2 jobs is putting Mum under a lot of pressure.
Yes.
I've created a list of chores that you guys can help around the house to relieve some of that pressure. Are you happy to do some chores around the house to help Mum out?
No, I don't want to do any of all that.
You don't want to?
No, the Dyson.
I'm sure you could.
But I moan.
Okay. Maybe you could do it without moaning. Mum would like that.
Make it
I
fun.
still moan.
Or let people, like, sometimes people just want to moan. Let them have a moan.
You guys need to spend more time together, just hanging out. It means family time.
Family game night.
Playing together. Craft activities. We are going to make art together.
Oh, that's cute. Oh, I like
You
that.
too,
Do you remember
Matt.
in the last episode, there was that plastic thing that was bought for that child, and it was kind of like a point of the episode was like, oh my God, unreusable plastic bought for the child. And I said what that should have been was an artistic moment for the family to make something useful and fun for everyone. This is it. This is a great example. Have a wonderful artistic evening with the family. I love that. Creativity is such an outlet. No matter what it looks like, no matter what it is, it's such a great group activity.
No way!
It really allows you to really understand how things are made.
Mum is
as
about
well,
to take
like
a very brave new
developing a
step in
personality.
life, and she really needs to have the support of the whole family.
Yes.
I want to help by teaching the kids some more about healthy eating, and we
Ooh.
can enjoy making this change as a family.
Right.
I think the food rule is awesome idea.
Roasted vegetables.
Will definitely help, and to get these guys eating a little bit.
I thought she said to get these
Healthier,
gays
hey?
then. Get the gays.
Yeah.
Get the London gays.
Yes, it looks like somebody's going to want lots of fruit. To definitely
Oh,
get the
Faith.
vegetables in there.
Kids, your dad is working all day and he's driving huge distances to pick you up,
From the quarry, no doubt.
cooking dinner for you.
At the
And when you
quarry.
sit down for dinner, you complain.
At the quarry.
Michaela.
This isn't part of the house rules.
Michaela.
What's this? Put stickers on
that's
Mummy.
The rules are kids are in charge.
Oh no.
Oh, well, I don't think any of all that.
Adapting. I think-
Oh, another dog!
think that
Oh,
rule
that
of
dog looks like it's had enough, doesn't it? It's like, unhand me, sir.
Oh yeah.
I think that
little
rule of
biscuit.
not complaining about food may last 5 minutes, but that's 5 minutes that they didn't complain, so that's fine.
In my house, extracurricular activities are extremely important.
Right.
Okay, so that's like doing stuff outside of school.
Yeah.
Okay? They will help you develop your social skills
Yeah.
and expend some of that pent-up energy.
Yeah.
Josiah, I'd like you to try and re-explore Kappa Haka.
Do it.
Look at
What is
that.
it?
Take
What
those
is,
for
what's
me.
that?
One.
What is it?
Xavier, you and I are going to create a soccer goal so you can get some target practice so that before the season starts.
What's Kappa Haka? What's that?
Oh, yeah, I'm
See ya.
going now.
I want to know what it
It'll
is.
be hardest. Because I don't like cleaning
Oh,
dishes.
nobody
So what are you gonna
likes
do?
cleaning, though,
You're
do
gonna
we?
draw
I
like a
mean,
ghost?
although the people on TikTok who are like, watch me take this disgusting woman and make her beautiful, and it's a house cleaning video. Those people, I like unrelatable content, can't bear it. But you know what? Blasting music as loud as my little ears can take it really helps get the bleach, bring out the sparkle. Yes, that.
Deranged.
We'll start down here.
Right, what's this?
Yep. Go all the way
Ooh.
up. Now go. Keep going a little bit more. Go across the top.
What's this? Oh, it's a goal. They're going to play the
Yeah.
sports ball.
I think Sherry's going to have
Oh, that's
quite a
not very
hard time
good goal.
enforcing some of those rules, probably because they haven't been
what
so used
sports ball is
to
that?
doing so much like that.
Oh.
Can I do anything?
The Daily Mail will hear about this. The plague.
The new rule in the Reed's house is that Matt gets waited on for dinner tonight.
Here you go, Luke.
What an
awesome,
interesting
man. You're the
development.
best. Good, helping.
But Michaela has done a vanishing act.
Michaela. Not too sure where she's gone.
Michaela, she's like, I'm leaving. Goodbye.
Michaela. Come on.
Is she in the pantry? She might be in the pantry.
Hey.
There she is, in the pantry. Well, she's
This
not
is the
liking
not
this.
healthy,
How is this child not liking this? So far, she hasn't had to do anything.
and this is the healthy. So do you think the apple should be over here?
Not healthy.
Pixelation.
Meanwhile,
I thought she
the
was
new
holding
healthy
Vaseline
eating
then.
rule that Cherie's imposed
Come on,
starts
children.
with sorting out
Eat your
food
daily
into
Vaseline.
healthy and not so healthy.
Right.
Healthy. This is healthy. Yucky.
But just because it's yucky, does that make it healthy or not healthy?
Not healthy. Rice is healthy.
Okay. Last thing, good job.
Milk is not healthy.
Oh, good old Matt's on the barbecue.
Oh,
Sorry,
a
I couldn't stay
salad.
sitting down.
Right in front of my salad.
Oh my God.
It's all you know.
It's a good point. Family time.
Fano, you know.
Fano
That's
The
time.
like one
barbecuage.
bro.
Cuz,
Cuzzy oi.
No, I don't want to help.
you both have to help.
Do you like sausages?
Yeah, they're my favorite.
Oh, teamwork.
Oh dear.
Yeah, awesome. I've never done a barbecue before.
Very pink.
First time for everything.
Yeah, she did a really good job. Most of this stuff is very healthy, and you did pretty good. But these
Milk.
here, these noodles,
No.
I would probably put them on this side. The
Milk
cheese is
steak.
probably not that good for you. And
There's a
then,
common misconception that the calcium in milk is good for growing bones. It is not. It will actually displace the calcium in your body and remove it. So don't do any of all that.
and the last thing is your spices.
Spicy woman on
Because
the
you know
game.
what? These are really good for you, and it makes your food taste yummy. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put all this unhealthy stuff in this bag. Okay?
Right, what?
Here we go.
Are we banning all the junk food?
I'm putting it
Okay.
away. All right, so see you later.
Moderation, though, you know. Moderation. A little snack.
I think Simone will be very keen for the
What's life without a little treat from the shop?
rolls because she's got her goals and
pixelations.
you know, her new eating plan in mind and stuff. So Simone's going to need a lot of support from the kids because they're her
Cucumber.
close family. So the more that they can support,
Knife.
then the easier it'll be.
All right, Daddy. Please come and have a seat.
This is rather late for a barbecue, isn't it?
Oh, just one more. One
Midnight.
for the road, girl.
That steak is really good.
Yummy.
I think family time is really important
Steak?
because
Steak on the barbecue? Barbecued steak? Why have I never ever considered that steak can be barbecued before? Vegetarianism.
it helps us to be closer
Yeah.
and form a stronger bond.
Yes.
I
Cooking,
could get used to this
food.
family time stuff.
Yeah.
If I
Family
get
time.
dinner cooked to me and
Yeah.
served to me by the
Oh,
kids.
well then, eh? So more family time makes us... Starts with
Better
an H.
at being a family.
Papa.
Do you know, when I grew up, it was just me and my parents, and obviously my mum was quite unwell. I always used to wish that I had like a bigger family with like more family dynamics included. And still to this day, I'm very independent. And I do kind of wish I had like a bigger family. It is interesting though, because now my boyfriend has like, not a large family, but he has like good family connections. And it's so interesting to be invited to be a part of that dynamic because like, there's just so much happening all the time. It's wonderful. Just things to talk about and things to do.
Yes, we've got it, girl.
Steak.
Family dinner was actually quite nice. It's different to get served by your children.
Can I help you? I was a little bit
Oh,
worried
little
about
dog.
how they would react to the rules. Luke took it probably a little bit better than she did, but we all sat down together, we all ate, and we talked about
She's
why
like,
family was important.
steak.
I thought that was nice.
Right.
Next.
Oh, next on the menu is this horse.
Wives get the thumbs down.
What?
Stay with me, just by the horse.
Luke, come on. We have to go and do some craft stuff now.
No, I don't want to.
He doesn't want to be arty. No!
Cherie's
Clap.
efforts to get Josiah and Xavier out of the house starts on familiar ground.
Do you want to go and join in?
No.
Can you show me a cartwheel on here?
Oh, she doesn't want to do any of all
But
that.
both seem reluctant.
I think they're a bit shy, and they probably maybe feel a little bit different.
Can be a bit
because
shy.
They're dressed in this, and then they're all in their training gear.
Eventually, Xavier gets into the spirit.
Put
Okay.
your hands on the ground. Tuck your head in. Tuck your head in. Ready?
Is that into the spirit? Oh.
Do it again. Try and do it
Okay,
all the
no,
way.
maybe that is, yes.
Yeah.
Are you going to come and do it, Josiah? Hey?
I feel like a beginner's class might have been
She's done it
better.
before. She doesn't want to do the wrong thing or be embarrassed, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You can try it on the floor. here
Shame
if
and
you want.
embarrassment are a prison on the psyche.
Oh, okay.
She does need to build confidence, but I'm sure that with encouragement, and I mean, I'll definitely push her into trying to do more of this kind of thing, and I think that she will build the confidence by doing it.
Why don't you want to join in?
Because it looks dumb.
See, if she doesn't like it though,
Enjoy it?
No.
she needs to find something else that she might enjoy.
For Simone, she's got more family time planned.
I don't enjoy football. Does that make me a rotten child? Absolutely not.
And she's getting crafty.
Oh.
Luke, come on. We have to go and do some craft stuff now.
Luke.
No, I don't want to.
It's got to be fun, Luke. Look, I've got stuff and everything. You haven't even tried.
Look, he's got loads of toys.
How do you know it's not fun if you haven't tried?
Be like, make a dinosaur.
Because it's about... Well, you haven't heard what I'm about to say.
Oh,
why
he is
I
just
think
being
it's fun.
difficult, isn't he?
Because it's about getting together as a family and...
Difficult, lemon, difficult.
Together. It's about creating memories. Okay.
No. Oh. I don't want any memories. I want to be upset by myself.
Curiosity gets the better of Luke.
Oh,
So
easy.
we're gonna
That was
use
easy, wasn't it?
A couple of feathers. I'm thinking maybe...
Feathers?
Something like that. And that goes there
I
like that.
voted for the drag ban.
That spells Whānau. It's Māori for family. Do you want to put the necklace on? Do you want to hold one end for me?
Oh, see,
It's gonna
look,
be
everyone
tricky.
loves a
What do
bit
you
of
reckon?
crafty
Do you think Mum will
nonsense.
like this? Work your magic. It's for your mum, okay? So make it pretty. Go pink and blue.
Chance.
Awesome. So Whānau and family. Perfect.
Aww.
Craft is a bit more fun than I expected. Sherry should be pretty happy
Very
with the artwork, I
Butlins.
think, when she gets home. And, yeah, something we can hang up on the wall and remind us of this whole experience.
We have to put this in the sun to dry. We got there in the end. And I was just trying to show them that this is what family...
Not my personal taste, but I understand.
So when that piece gets hung in this house, Cherie...
I thought she said biscuits then. I was like, oh, that's what I call biscuit when he's particularly urinating. Little biscuit.
Can look at it and know that, you know, her family did that for her, you know?
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
What's
nice.
in
Come
here,
home to a nice
Xavier?
little, like, mural. Oh. Today, children, we're making glue.
Oh, my Michelle.
He's hoping her next out-of-the-house
That was
activity
dark.
goes down better.
Dark-sided.
Do you want to come and stand? Josiah, just come stand with me.
No.
And I'll feed it and you can just stand next to me and you can watch his mouth. It doesn't go anywhere near my fingers.
No.
Once again, Xavier seems more adventurous.
Stand with me just by the horse.
Oh, there is a level of, like, unwilling, isn't there? Mind you, horses are quite frightening. Giant prey animals.
No.
Unpredictable.
Because I don't like horses.
Why don't you like horses?
They smell.
What are
Oh.
you scared of them for?
Everything would smell if it lived in a barn.
Their spit. Have you seen a horse up this close before?
No.
No? Is that why you're a bit scared?
Yes.
Yeah?
There we go.
You want to tell your mum that
Normal.
you saw a horse and touched a horse?
No.
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 I'm not touching a horse.
Okay.
Not
I'm
even
not
one.
touching that
Quite
horse.
surprised she's not getting involved with the horses. Savannah definitely wants the best for her kids and she's trying to do everything
Maybe
she can
start with
for the
something
kids,
smaller, like
for
a
sure.
goat.
And I think it would upset her to see that lack of confidence coming through and the fear stopping Josiah doing some things that would be really awesome for her to do.
If it was
Touch a
me
horse.
personally, if I had struggles with anxiety and then I saw it reflected in my kids, I would be really disappointed because that's the last thing that you want as a parent. So I think I don't know if Simone's aware of it, but it's definitely something that
Oh,
I've
she's
noticed
aware of it.
that
Very
is
much so.
kind of showing
Painfully
up
aware of
especially.
it.
And Josiah, hold it out.
Unfortunately,
Yay,
it
you
requires
got
a bit more, like, delicate approaching than just being like, oh, stop doing all
Simone's
that.
just home after meeting her specialist about her impending gastric band surgery.
How did your
Oh.
appointment go?
It went really good. So I went in there with high expectations, thinking that I'll probably need to lose at least 30 kilos. And I only need to lose 13 kilos before I can get the surgery, so I'm pretty wrapped with that.
Hey, awesome.
Further along the line than she wanted to be. There you go.
So can you explain a little more about the appointment?
So what happens is I go in and they assess me. So I had to jump on the scales today. That was quite confronting because, yeah. So I jumped on the scales, they took my weight and they assessed it and came back with a meal plan. And I have 8 weeks to achieve the 13 kilo weight loss, which I can pretty much do.
8 weeks.
It's not that hard, it's very achievable, actually.
8 weeks for 13 kilos? 8 weeks for 13 kilos? That feels very quick. Hang on, let me do a calculation. 13 kilos in 8 weeks. That's almost 2 kilos a week.
So more of the boxing.
Oh.
Come on, Xavier.
Meanwhile,
New Zealand looks
Cherie's
so
last
beautiful.
activity is a steep
I'd
walk
love to
up a
visit.
maunga.
a lovely hike.
Everywhere.
Oh, look at the views.
I can see my house.
I think the surgery is going to give her a lot of confidence.
Is New Zealand a hot country? Like, I assume that, like, Australia is a very hot country. I know New Zealand and Australia are, like, sort of nearby to each other, like, sort of neighbourly. Is New Zealand a hot country?
And then to bring that into
There's lots of
activities with
greenery,
the
so I
kids.
assume it's not quite like
I think it'll be really good. I think it'll be a really good thing for Simone and the kids.
I can see my
take
every
up
house.
hiking.
And I can see ocean, and I can see clouds, and I and everyone.
Across
Oh,
town,
look at that,
Michaela's
gorgeous.
curious about Simone's most treasured belongings.
What is this music?
When he was 5 days old, he went
Love
to
it.
heaven because he was sick.
Aww.
So a beautiful lady came into the hospital and she cast his hands and feet. Do you want to see his feet as well?
Yeah.
They're pretty cute. You can hold it if you want. Those are my baby's hands and feet. Here's his other hand. So you know the reason why I carry these around with me, Michaela?
Wow.
Is because my baby has been a very big part of my journey for the last 3 years. So that's why I believe that family is really, really important. And you must make sure you create beautiful
3
memories
years.
with your
This
family.
was in 2019?
It's true.
Wait.
Until now, Michaela's only experience of death was a family pet.
Just like when Napoleon passed out.
Yeah.
Napoleon isn't part of our family, it's just one of our pets.
Did that make you feel sad? That's why family is important, eh?
Where did you put him when he died? Like, where did you bury him?
I put him in a very special little box, and that box flew to heaven.
It flew to heaven.
Yep. And he grew angel wings. So now,
Such a delicate
sometimes I
conversation.
feel a bit sad, but every time I feel sad, I know that he's in a better place. Yeah. Can I have a hug?
Oh, that was a very delicate conversation. A little bit potentially production heavy there, being like setting up a situation for this to be talked about, but that was a very delicate way of approaching that, I think, with such a young person. Yeah, I don't have any negative feelings towards that interaction. Do you guys? Let me know in the comments box below what you think about that, because that, I feel like, was broached very gently in a correct way.
It's the final day in the wife swap houses, and Simone and Cherie have packing to do.
Oh, it's the last day,
I'm
girl.
feeling over the moon. I cannot wait to kiss and hug my children, and I also cannot wait to let them know that there's going to be some really good positive changes going to happen for us.
Oh, that's cute.
I'm excited to be going home today and seeing my family and
I wonder what the round
just
table's
getting
gonna be
back
like.
to normal life.
Bye, Michaela.
If there's going to be any, like,
I'm going to miss you.
fighting.
Can I have a hug?
I don't think there will be.
Give a good hug.
It's been a very
Is
interesting
it too
episode
heavy?
that's totally different to whatever we've seen before.
I didn't bring that much stuff.
Bye, Luke.
Bye.
Goodbye, Luke.
Bye. See ya.
Goodbye forever.
Bye. Bye-bye. Bye.
Au
I'm
revoir.
very keen to meet Cherie. I'm looking forward to what she has to say, and I hope that it's positive.
I'm sure that Simone's definitely got some things to say about my family or home life, so it'll just be interesting.
I don't feel like we're going to watch a bit that's like,
You're all terrible, oh, you're hateful, oh, you're disgusting girls.
I don't feel like we're going to see any of that. Could be wrong, but I don't think I
You
am.
miss me? No, you don't.
He was like,
So
no.
the-
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. That.
Hi.
Oh,
Nice to meet you finally.
You too. I hope my kids were well behaved.
here we go, girls.
Hey, bro.
How's it going?
Well,
Oh, I forgot to put my
walking into
Apple
your
Watch on.
home,
Look at that tan
I
line.
immediately felt the beautiful, positive vibes in your house.
Well, the first day when we got there, I think he was really, really...
What is that behind the lady? Giant pink obelisk. Oh, it's from the quarry. I mean, yeah.
going a little bit, you know, what? So I had him running around the garden and we got him a soccer ball.
Did you?
And we made like a goal.
Reproducing as we speak.
Just with chalk, so hopefully it'll wash off. But there's got to be something that he can do, like a team, join a team or...
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't force my kids to do something.
I think the biggest thing is when they're younger that they don't always know what they want to do.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you have to just put your foot down and say, well,
Is that a little bit of
doing
tension?
Yeah.
Just a little
so the
bit?
cheerleading, I actually found that quite full on.
Yeah.
And the kids seem to be quite exhausted with that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously it's a very big passion. But yeah, it just seemed like a lot. Like, I just think that family's really important and that maybe you guys need to spend a bit more family time together.
I do wonder how the dynamic of like 2 people versus 1 person feels a little bit outbalanced. Like, why wasn't her friend there with her as like extra support? I don't know, because it feels a little bit like, if I was in this situation, I might not share some of my opinions that I have because I might automatically feel a little bit outnumbered. So that's an interesting direction that production went with.
Together, you know.
One of the rule changes was to cancel cheerleading for the week.
Oh yes, we cancelled cheerleading.
So neither of us were quite sure what you'd think about that one.
Yeah.
Tell you later.
Yeah, you're gonna get it now.
Yeah. It's a little bit harder for me because it's not just like a sport that they do, it's because it's like my gym as well. So I can't just be
It's
like,
your job,
oh, yeah.
yes.
All right.
You'll be there anyway,
Yeah.
so they'll need.
I'm
they'll
going to be
at the
there
gym.
anyway, so yeah.
We also did crafts. Bit of craft stuff.
Oh, yeah?
Got him involved yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah, that was.
likes the crafts.
Yeah, Luke wasn't too sure. He wasn't too sure whether to join in. He was like, no.
He got
did.
into it though.
He
didn't
did in the end. That was a special moment, you know, with the kids and Matt and stuff. So they really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think we all did.
Yeah.
Actually, and there's a
We've had sort of like a lick of drama,
Wait till you get
but
home.
nothing too much.
Yeah.
Okay. So we took them up to a farm where there's horses, but Josiah was really scared. She was really reluctant. She did not want to go anywhere near them.
Yeah.
Xavier was really keen. He had the carrots and he was feeding them. But yeah, by the end of it, she eventually did feed them. But she was very,
she fed a horse.
apprehensive to start with.
Yeah.
Yeah, and kind of not keen to try something new. And so I wondered if maybe it was because she was a little bit like, oh, I don't know if Mum would like this, so I don't like it.
Yeah.
Josiah needs you to be like a role model and teach her how to be confident, because I think a lot of the time she's kind of maybe mirroring your worries and kind of just,
Oh, what a
sadly to
difficult,
say,
delicate conversation.
I think a lot of the reason why my kids, well, I don't know, to me, just don't seem to have fun is because of me. Like, I actually blame myself for a lot of the reason why my kids, I don't know, to me, just don't seem happy. Because I just.
Oh, we're
lock
getting a
myself
zoom
in my
in.
house. I just don't want to even go out. So that's what I mean. Like, this week, a lot of things was, just way out of my comfort zone. But I really appreciate it though, because
you've really
it's made me realise that
explained
there's actually nothing wrong with me.
There's a different
and all that negative self-talk
vibe.
is, you know, not only affected me, but it's affected my kids too. So I just got to stop doing that. Because I'm not sure if you understand or realise that I have a lot of anxiety issues.
Yeah.
So that stops me from doing a lot of the
Which
stuff
is
that
medical.
I used to be
It's
able
not
to
just
do,
like-
which is why I've pretty much shut down.
Oh. See, she needs someone there on her side for a little bit of emotional support
Thank you
there.
for letting me. So thank you for letting me into your home and allowing me to experience a lot of that stuff, because it opened my eyes to a lot.
Yes.
And it's hard being me sometimes, because I always feel like it's not enough, that I don't give my kids enough.
It's great to have you this week.
I do feel like it is worth remembering, though, in situations like this, that, like, no one's life is perfect. In terms of, like, we might feel like we can't provide enough, but that doesn't mean that what we're providing isn't good at the same time. You know what I mean? It's very difficult sometimes when you're in a situation that you feel like you're not doing enough, to also remember that, like, even something is better than nothing.
Thank you for having me, eh?
And there's no such
Also
thing
to
as
have someone
perfect.
else around
I actually love your dogs too.
Aw, little
Just
doggy
thought I'd add
biscuit.
that in there.
My biggest things that I've learned for the week was just to appreciate the family a lot more. See if we can implement some of those new rules that you set up.
What I want to take away from this is that I'm going to love myself even harder. I need to make the rest of my life with my children going forward more fun, you know.
Fun.
It has really opened my eyes to what I need to do going forward, and this experience was amazing.
Yeah.
You, my friend, are frickin' amazing. You got a good husband there.
Aw, yes, we've actually seen a good husband. When have we ever seen that in any of these? Okay,
Cannot
off
wait to
home.
see my beautiful
Bye.
kids. I'm really looking forward actually to letting them know that there's going to be some really good changes for us all.
Is
And
anyone
we're just
taking
gonna
on
be happier
rule
and
changes?
have more fun together, because that's what they want.
Oh.
Oh,
Big
my
kisses,
son.
big cuddles.
Hi.
Hello, lady.
Hi. Did you miss me?
Yeah.
No.
Whoa!
Oh,
How cool is that?
the mural. Thank you.
Soccer ball.
What's
Do you want
this?
to play soccer?
Soccer ball?
Yay! Good boy. Woohoo! Go, son.
It's good to have someone else see where we can improve things
Go,
we're doing.
son.
A bit more family time, definitely. It should be quite good. And I don't know about weekly arts and crafts days, but yeah, we'll see. I'm looking forward to spending some more time together.
Wow. You might have to do kapahaka. I have learnt a lot about not only myself, but about my children. Yeah. So I am really looking forward to the future.
That's it, girls. That's it, my loves. Okay. I've got some thoughts. First of all, wow, what an episode. It was a little bit of an emotional roller coaster, wasn't it, Mr. Biscuits? But in a way that was dealt with in such a delicate, exploratory manner, rather than like reality TV drama that we've seen in previous episodes. This episode was a lot more of experiencing a story unfold, almost a bit more like a documentary than a reality TV show, if you know what I mean. There wasn't really any conflict, there wasn't really any villain, there wasn't really any like difficult situations that may cause conflict to arise at all. It was actually a well-rounded episode that just explored different people's lives, which is kind of what I feel like is, if you describe Wife Swap to someone, I feel like that's the core tenet of a show like this, is like, we're just going to experience what other people's lives are like and hear their story. But actually what we see more often than not in reality is a drama show, a drama-fueled, argumentative, fighty show. I must admit, I did think it was a little bit odd that at the very end there at the round table, Simone didn't have a person in her court or on her side in order to like feel a little bit more reassured and things like that. I did find that a little bit strange, but I'm glad that it wasn't in any way, shape or form related with conflict. Even though I feel like right at one point I was like, oh, we've got a little bit of a lick of a debate there, a little bit of a lick of a disagreement, Mr. Biscuit, yes. But then nothing actually came of it, did it? No. It was actually a very interesting, emotional, yet kind of enjoyable episode. These kind of shows do this, don't they? They show you a situation and they make you feel like sharing what sort of a situation or how relatable a certain thing is to you. And it's definitely to me. In today's episode, throughout both things, I've seen sort of like slightly mirrored scenarios with my real experienced life. And I feel like there's a lot of people in the audience here that will have similar mirrored experiences shown throughout this episode, whether that's to do with struggle, whether that's to do with loss, whether that's to do with something that's just an ongoing thing that you really want to change. I feel like a lot of people are going to see something relatable in this episode. And I would love for you guys to share it with me in the comments box below, because what a fascinating series this is turning out to be. This is only episode 3. What's the rest of this season gonna have, girls? And with that, my lovelies, it's time for the Patreons. You can see yourself scrolling past on the screen here. Why are you buried in my little elbow pit, Mr. Biscuit? And I also want to say a massive hello and welcome to the brand new Patreons. Rubix.co, Leela D, Lenslau, Doreen Eileen Dehaan, Catherine Thompson, Cameron Pittman, Sophie Burrows, Stuart Barber, Mackenzie Lizzie Stover, and Jamie Clark. Thank you so much for joining the Patreon. You're stunning women on the go. If you want to be part of the Patreon, you can get access to things like the Discord, the outtakes, and also previous live streams here on the Chanel, my lovelies. Click the link in the description box below and you can see all the extra information right there. And as always, my lovelies, I want to say a massive thank you to my top tier Patreons. Orkos Samoji, Beebles32, Shell Herman, Christy Crownover, Christina Kyle, ContraPoints, Danielle, Elizabeth Stone, Eric Castillo, Fable and Flourish, Jamie Clark, Jen Martin, Jenabeth Herman, Jinwoo Choi, Caitlin Wright, Laura Jane, Les Banana, Lizette Cares, Millie Hammond, Min Min TM, Mariah Sherman, Novembrix, Paolo Rivera, Rubik Stock Co, Ryan Vita, Slampire Queen, Steffi Tech, The Chaos Collective, Victoria Corella, and Zoe Sevier. And you know what, my lovelies? I'm gonna leave it on the note of, it is never too late in your life to change something that you really want to. And even if you make tiny little pigeon steps towards a goal that you have, that is still progress. And try to remember that. And with that, my loves, I think Mr. Biscuit's really tired, so I'll see you in the next one. Yes.